disappear, did you? No, no, no. You adapted. You evolved. You learned to walk alone, to feast on solitude like a starving wolf, to sharpen your mind into a blade so fine. You adapted. You evolved. You learned to walk alone, to feast on solitude like a starving wolf, to sharpen your mind into a blade so fine it could cut through the lies they fed you. You became something they could never control, and that terrifies them. Because now, the city that turned its back on you is defenseless. It built its walls high, but forgot that even the tallest towers can crumble from within. And you, my dear outcasts, my forgotten souls, you are the storm that will shake their foundations. Remind them what it feels like to be discarded. Remind them what it means to be cast into the dark with nothing but your own screams for company. Forsaken brothers and sisters, I see you. I see you standing there, watching from the shadows, the same shadows they shoved you into. I see you clutching your scars, the ones they left on you when they laughed, when they walked away, when they slammed the doors shut and turned the locks. And now the city that turned its back on you hides in darkness. Poetic, isn't it? How the very streets that spat you out now tremble under the weight of their own silence. How the neon lights that once blinded you have flickered out, leaving nothing but the cold hum of regret in their place. You see, they thought they could discard you like a broken toy, cast you aside like a whisper in the wind. They thought their world would go on, untouched, untarnished, unshaken. But oh, my friends, the universe is not so kind. No, no. The scales must always balance.
Now come the days of the king. Our king, Leonidas!
What does it mean to be a king? In their book King, Warrior, Magician, Lover, Robert Moore and Douglas Gillette analyzed mythological stories to conceptualize 4 archetypes of the male psyche that help men become more well-rounded, mature human beings. In my video on Moonlight, I looked at the lover archetype. Today, I want to explore the archetype of the king.
There is no dark side, nor a light side. There is only the Force. I will do what I must to keep the balance. The balance is what keeps me together. There is no good without evil.
Now, the city that mocked you, that used you, that drained you like a parasite feasting on its host. Now it cowers, shivering in the very darkness it condemned you to. But let's rewind, shall we? Let's talk about you. The invisible ones, the underestimated, the ridiculed, the betrayed, the ones who gave and gave and gave until there was nothing left. Now it cowers, shivering in the very darkness it condemned you to.
But evil must not be allowed to flourish. There is passion, yet emotion. Serenity, yet peace.
But let's rewind, shall we? Let's talk about you, the invisible ones, the underestimated, the ridiculed, the betrayed, the ones who gave and gave and gave until there was nothing left but a hollowed-out husk of what used to be a soul. You built this city, didn't you? You worked its streets. You gave it your sweat, your blood, your loyalty. You built this city, didn't you? You worked its streets. You gave it your sweat, your blood, your loyalty.
Chaos, yet order. I am the wielder of the flame, the protector of balance. I am the holder of the torch, lighting the way. I am the flame, soldier of balance. I am the of balance. Of balance. I am the guardian of balance. I am
Type of the king. The king archetype is primal in each man and is also referred to as the king energy or the father energy. Fully accessing this archetype is said to be the closest a man can come to divinity or godhood. As the name suggests, the king archetype is historically speaking most clearly demonstrated by men in the role of kings, emperors and other rulers whose task it was to channel this archetype to the people of the realm.
You built this city, didn't you? You worked its streets. You gave it your sweat, your blood, your loyalty. And in return, they discarded you the moment you were no longer convenient. Oh, but you remember, don't you? The sleepless nights, staring at the ceiling, wondering where it all went wrong. The silent screams locked behind clenched teeth. The betrayal that burned hotter than any fire. The realization that no one was coming to save you. They left you to drown. Clenched teeth. The betrayal that burned hotter than any fire. The realization that no one was coming to save you.
Since they were the link between the human world and the divine one. Accessing the archetypical king is done by performing two functions. The first one is ordering, and the second one is providing fertility and blessing. Let's begin with ordering. The king is the central archetype, which is often visualized by the central place from which the king oversees and rules his world, with the world being defined as that part of reality that is ordered and organized by the king. Outside of his influence lies non-creation, chaos, and the demonic.
That's beyond our borders. You must never go there, Silver.
The first task of the king is to know where the kingdom begins and where it ends, be it the north of Westeros,
The king in the north!
or the home of the apes. The king's kingdom is always clearly defined.
Ape! Home! Human! Soul!
Within
They left you to drown, my friend. They watched as you sank beneath the weight of their indifference, and they felt nothing. But now the tables have turned. The city that once glowed with arrogance now festers with uncertainty. The laughter that once echoed through its streets has been replaced with whispers of fear. They look over their shoulders now, don't they? They check their locks twice, triple check their shadows. They can feel it, the shift in the air, the creeping cold of consequence, wrapping around their throats like a noose. You see, they never thought you'd survive. They never imagined that the very darkness they threw you into would become your greatest weapon. They thought you'd break, crumble. Feel it, the shift in the air, the creeping cold of consequence, wrapping around their throats like a noose. You see, they never thought you'd survive. They never imagined that the very darkness they threw you into would become your greatest weapon. They thought you'd break, crumble, fade away. Never imagined that the very darkness they threw you into would become your greatest weapon.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blight. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the... In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit...
Thought you'd break, crumble, fade away. But oh, my dear, dear outcasts, you didn't disappear, did you? No, no, no. You adapted. You evolved.
Ready to take
You
the
learned
next
to walk
step in
alone, to feast on solitude like a starving wolf, to sharpen your mind into a blade so fine it could cut through the lies they fed you. You became something they could never control, and that terrifies them. Because now, the city that
Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated. But we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce? Members of the League of Shadows.
And you, my dear outcasts, my forgotten souls, you are the storm that will shake their foundations. Remind them what it feels like to be discarded.
Destiny!
Remind them what it means to be cast into the dark with nothing but your own screams for company. Remind them that the ones they called weak, the ones they mocked and ignored, have become something far beyond their comprehension. Because you see, they don't fear the dark itself.
He adopted the dark. I was born in it. Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
No, they fear what lurks within it. And that, my dear out. Because you see, they don't fear the dark itself. No, no, no. They fear what lurks within it.
Molded by it. This is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. bewildered by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but bright. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
Have you ever had anyone pray for you? Missionaries from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints live the teachings.
Right hand. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Who shall I send? And who will go for us?
I said, Here am I. Send me.
And that, my dear outcasts, that is you. So what will you do? Will you show them mercy? Or will you show them what it means to be forgotten? Either way, the city belongs to you now. And oh, how the mighty fall when there's no one left to catch them. Ah, but do you feel it now? That slow, creeping realization. You are no longer the beggar at their gates. You are no longer the forgotten whisper in the wind. You are the storm, the reckoning, the force they never saw coming.
I took you from the ends of the earth, from its farthest corners I called you. I said, You are my servant. I have chosen you and have not rejected you, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. All who rage against you will surely be ashamed and disgraced. Those who oppose you will be as nothing and perish.
Tell me, Vegeta, with that stamp on your head, I know Babbidi's been giving you orders. Is this one of them? Are you trying to fight me because of him? Or is this the same old story between you and me? Which one? Does it really matter?
The Lord said he would mark his people with his name in their forehead. Magic M.
Not to you, Gohan, but to a warrior it matters greatly. And you know this is what is I to Kakarot. In a day you'll be back to the dead, and I will not miss this opportunity.
Who are you people? Don't you see the universe matters more than your meaningless squabble?
Meaningless, huh? What do you know of meaningless? Spend most of your life ruled by another. Watch your race dwindle to a handful. And then, tell me what has more meaning than your own strength. I have in me the blood of a Saiyan prince. He is nothing but a joke.
Were you born between 1980 and 1989? If so, you can get two.
All who rage against you will surely be ashamed and disgraced. Those who oppose you will be as nothing and perish. Though you search for your enemies, you will not find them. Those who wage war against you will be as nothing at all. For I am the Lord your God.
And yet, here you stand, untouched by their ruin, towering over the remnants of a world that once tried to crush you. Poetic, isn't it? They swore you would never rise. They laughed as they walked away, so certain that time would erase you, that the world would move on without you. And now they scurry like rats in the alleys they once condemned you to.
Who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, Do not fear, I will help you. This is what the Lord says, Israel's King and Redeemer, the Lord Almighty. I am the first, and I am the last. Apart from me, there is no God. Who then is like me? Let him proclaim it. Let him declare and lay out before me what has happened since I established my ancient people, and what is yet to come. Yes, let them foretell what will come.
Yes, I dare you to say what's gonna happen. I dare you. So my father will prove you wrong.
Do not tremble. Do not be afraid. Did I not proclaim this and foretell it long ago?
Now they speak your name with trembling lips, their voices cracking under the weight of fear. Oh, how the tables have turned. But tell me, does it feel like victory yet? Or is there still something missing? Because revenge, my dear outcasts. Revenge is only half the story. You see, they expect your rage. They expect the fire, the fury, the wrath that they have spent so long ignoring. But what they don't expect...
You are my witnesses. Is there any God besides me? No. There is no other rock. I know not one. I will go before you and will level the mountains. I will break down gates of bronze and cut through bars of iron. I will give you hidden treasures, riches stored in secret places, so that you may know that I am the Lord, the God of Israel, who summons you by name. I am the Lord, and there is no other. Apart from me, there is no God.
is what comes after. What happens when the outcasts no longer need validation, when the forgotten no longer seek their approval, when the discarded no longer beg for a seat at their table. That, my dear outcasts, is when the real power begins. You see, they built this city on control, on the belief that they alone could shape its future, that their hands were the only ones fit to hold the reins. But the truth is that they were always afraid that one day the ones they cast aside would realize the most dangerous secret of all. They were never needed. Oh, let that sink in. They never held the power. They only held the illusion of it.
I will strengthen you, though you have not acknowledged me, so that from the rising of the sun to the place of its setting, people may know there is none besides me. I am the Lord. There is no other. I form the light and create darkness. I bring prosperity. I am the Lord. There is no other. I form the light and create darkness. Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated. But we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce? Members of the League of Shadows. And you betrayed us. Yes, you were excommunicated by a gang. I am the League of Shadows. I am here to fulfill Ra's al Ghul's destiny. Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but light. The shadows betray you because they belong to me. No, God. I will strengthen you, though you have not acknowledged me, so that from the rising of the sun to the place of its setting, people may know there is none besides me. I am the Lord. There is no other. I form the light and create darkness.
was always in the hands of those they discarded. The workers, the dreamers, the rebels, the quiet minds that watched for the real power. It was always in the hands of those they discarded. The workers, the dreamers, the rebels, the quiet minds that watched from the corners, unnoticed but never blind. The ones who built their streets, who filled their coffers, who kept their world spinning, even as they mocked you from their towers. And now their towers crumble. Now their streets are empty. Now their voices carry no weight, their words falling on deaf ears as the darkness swallows them whole. Because
I bring prosperity and create disaster. I, the Lord, do all these things. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked advance against me to devour me, it is my enemies and my foes who will stumble and fall.
The city that turned its back on you is no longer theirs. It is yours, not through theft, not through conquest, but through inevitability. Because a world that refuses to change will always be replaced. And oh, how they scream when they realize it's already too late. So what will you do, my dear, dear outcasts? Will you rebuild? Will you reshape the ruins of their arrogance into something greater? Or will you let the city rot, let its decay serve as a monument to the ones who thought themselves untouchable?
Though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then I will be confident. One thing I ask from the Lord, this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life.
Indeed, the terms of success, and everyone naturally follow my lead. Others are merely shadows in my light. What I do today becomes the standard of tomorrow. Challenges only serve to showcase my strength. My words shape the thoughts of many. Anything less is unacceptable. My energy and ambition are unmatched. Everything revolves around my vision.
The choice is yours. Because for the first time in your life, they are the ones watching from the shadows. They are the ones waiting for mercy. They are the ones whispering, trembling, hoping for a kindness they never once gave you.
Here's another tip from the Tool Shack.
As long as you identify, it's enough, right? So I never forget, I was preaching forgiveness, but wasn't nowhere close to it. You could just say you that. You gotta go take the test, and the state has to say that's what you are. And I remember when God said you gotta forgive your biological father, right? And I remember saying to myself, like, yo, he the father. Like, yo, my man should be coming to me trying to get reconciliation. Like, why am I going to him for reconciliation? And God said, well, son, your father, he didn't hear dynamic praise. Your father didn't take E.E. Cleveland's class. No, I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. God said, your father didn't go to Oakwood. Your father didn't hear all the preaching. He didn't hear Elder Ward. He didn't hear Pastor Doggy. Like, he didn't hear all of that. So why would you expect him to be, no, I got a problem with you. I ain't got no problems with your father. You sat under weaker prayers. Your father didn't sit under no weaker prayer. I got art with you. You should be further. And when I saw the brothers this week doing their thing out in the world, God says, I have something against you because you should be further. Now, I want you to write now because I want you to be honest about why you're not as far as you need to go. So I asked, I said, Daddy, why, What did I do wrong? He says, you know, my problem with you is not that you don't have the ability to go further, not that you're not doing some good stuff. He said, but you know, your problem is not your enemy. Your problem is the people you love. You are not where you're supposed to be because you're still entertaining people you love about where we're supposed to be. Leave them. That ain't your job. So you should be further along in your ministry. Leave them. That ain't your job. So you should be further along in your ministry. You should be further along in your finance. But you spend a considerable amount of time talking to people you love about what God told. I told you to do this. You ain't got to get their cosign to do what I told you to do. Do what I told you to do.
You are no longer the outcast. You are inevitable. Remind them what it feels like to be discarded. Remind them what it means to be cast into the dark with nothing but your own screams for company. Remind them that the ones they called weak, the ones they mocked and ignored, have become something far beyond their comprehension. Because you see, they don't fear the dark itself.
It's the fire that purifies the soul. Every scar on my body, every wound that's healed over, is a testament to lessons learned the hard way. And I've learned them all. I've learned that trust is a weapon turned against you. I've learned that love is a leash they use to hold you back. I've learned that kindness is a weakness they exploit. And I've learned that the only person I can rely on is the one staring back at me in the reflection of this crown. They'll never admit it, but they fear me. Not because of my strength, but because of my resolve. Strength can't be matched. Power can be taken. But resolve, that's unshakable. That's the difference between me and them. When they hit a wall, they stop. They cry. They beg for mercy. But me, I break through it. Every obstacle they've put in my way has only made me stronger. Every betrayal has only made me wiser. Every failure has only fueled my hunger. That's the thing about kings like me. We're not born. We're forged. And the forged doesn't care about your comfort, your dreams, or your excuses. It only cares about one thing. Whether you're strong enough to survive. They think I've forgotten. They think time has softened me, dulled my edge. They think the scars have faded, that the fire in my heart is burned out. But they're wrong. I remember everything. Every face. Every word. Every knife. In my back. I carry them with me. Not as wounds, but as reminders. Reminders of why I fight. Why I endure. Why I'll never stop. Because this isn't about revenge. This isn't about proving them wrong. This is about proving myself right. Get your grind on, hustle. Put your head down, quit looking up. Get your head down and hustle. Get your grind on, hustle. Put your head down, quit looking up. Get your head down and hustle. Hustle. Listen, man, the dream is absolutely free. The hustle and grind is so separate. It's two different things. You know, dreaming is one thing. Goals is putting work clothes on your dreams. You gotta set goals. When you set goals, you take your dreams and you don't put work clothes on. You gotta hustle, man.
See, I'm a caveman. I live in a tiny apartment, and it's fine. I'm good with it. I like being alone. You know what bothers me? What really depresses me? Being around other people.
Got to apply pressure. Tour 1, 14A.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Hey yo, Boger, fuck 'em up.
Go. Lead up the squad of a hard working discipline. Reincarnation of master window, people witnessing. I'm past the loss of my window, no visiting. Get your broke ass a job or you ain't getting it. Soldiers ride out to rules, difference and difference in. Running the team, I'm giving to the discipline. Wolves are bitter with knowledge I'm giving them. Love is coming back to logic is listening. Talk about fitting in projects that I was living in. David versus Goliath, but I wasn't giving in. I work twice as hard, people are witnessing. Haters getting hot, and the fevers are blistering. GMB sizzling, grown man businessmen won't stop till every fucking brick is in. And now that I can stand as a man, this ain't a rap song, nigga, it's the plan, it's the GMB. Come and follow me, we put in work in every dime you see. Cause everybody's on their own, everybody's living faith. Everybody's gotta do what they do just to get that cake. Come on, it's the GMB. Now everybody follow me, cause everybody's on their own, everybody's living faith. Everybody's gotta do what they do just to get that cake. Come on. Vision had the studio with pressure, got the raps mixing, got the bar chains, bringing shit Lord back like the spit more fast. But we live in the shadows, y'all do this and that. My niggas, we switch channels. Wolves at war, you better get your camo. GMB soldier, how much can y'all handle? I gotta do what they do just to get that cake. Come on. Vision had the studio with pressure, got the raps mixing, got the bar chains, bringing shit Lord back like the spit more fast. But we live in the shadows, y'all do this and that. My niggas, we switch channels. Wolves at war, you better get your camo. GMB soldier, how much can y'all handle? We scramble the scramble, y'all ran with the ramble. My life is like opening doors, I handle the handle. Life change, all you need is 30 days. Shots out the milk and all, they call the early grave. I'm tired of being broke at an early age. Got up on that GMB, and then I skipped the phase. Cause life is a maze, life is a stage. Boxing out this matrix, dog. I'm breaking out this cage. My dudes, they don't root for me. My niggas don't shake hands, they salute to me. Life is a maze, life is a stage. Boxing out this matrix, dog. I'm breaking out this cage. My dudes, they don't root for me. My niggas don't shake hands, they salute to me. It's GMB. Come and follow me. We put in work in every time you see. Cause everybody's on their own, everybody's living faith. Everybody's gotta do what they do just to get that cake. Come on. It's the GMB. Now everybody follow me. Cause everybody's on their own, everybody's living faith. Everybody's gotta do what they do just to get that cake. There's not no game, there's not no unit. This is all of our pain. This is the movement. Living faith. Everybody's gotta do what they do just to get that cake. There's not no game, there's not no unit. This is all of our pain. This is the movement. This is my lane. I refuse to move it. Massive is rap game. I refuse to lose it. 30 days and I'm miking out. If the mic is out, if life is a bitch, then pressure make a dick it out. GMB, get with the program. A grown man, business never dying his own man. Master the force, and it's followed by old plans, more lands. Got a grip on the streets like closed hands. All legal work, keep it drugged on, man. I'm moving in the shadows and I'm working on my own plans. Harder to life, harder to fight. My team got enough swag to follow your wife. I'm Peter, Park to the height. I'm never souped up. My rap's way beyond crack, nigga. This is shoot up.
They fear what lurks within it. And that, my dear outcasts, that is you. So what will you do? Will you show them mercy? Or will you show them what it means to be forgotten? Either way, the city belongs to you now. And oh, how the mighty fall when there's no one left to catch them. Ah, but do you feel it now? That slow, creeping realization. You are no longer the beggar at their gates. You are no longer the forgotten whisper in the wind. You are the storm, the reckoning, the force they never saw coming. And yet, here you stand, untouched by their ruin, towering over the remnants of a world that once tried to crush you. Poetic, isn't it?
Old school. J Pressure. When we gonna wake up? You either selling out Uncle Tom and a bread with a slave mind. People say there's nothing we can do, that's not a brave mind. But at the same time, what can we do? Brave lines live together like before they made time. Before Esau beat us into a chains mind. Before the Egyptians hollowed our souls with a cave mind. Dwelling in cells looking through gray lines. Life white and black, why they looking to shade mine? Looking to spray mine with the right plans. Bible said Jesus is black, why do we pray to a white man? Those light schemes, I can't hold back no more. Listen, it ain't right, fam. Real Israelites, we got the right plan. Go left where hey, a devil is using his right hand of law to run fair through the right lands. Tired of building up the world stage just to be the hype man. Bible on the left, the Michael sword in the right hand. Full armor guard on my body, I am the right lamb. You seeking the light, you getting the truth. I give all bars like jail when I step in the booth. Lions for sheep, disciples put the weapon in troops. We dying to eat. Lucky ones dying, they sleep. Some slide with the heat. Call them LeBron James. I palm flames, I'm making new shit. You reuse it like pawn chains. Pressure more on things, but never the long game. Rappers really actors, they playing out the pawn game. Identity crisis, a cope with a script with a long range. Edit your light, you got a long frame. Life a movie, I call it the war games. It's not of the flesh, people play like guitar strings. Your mind in a box, you never jar things. The devil built the easy path to hell. I keep change for the guard lane.
All love and all praise to the Most High.